Hello! So, Five Nights at Freddy's, huh? It's been a while, and looking at the new game, it's had both a glow up as well as a downgrade. For those who don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's was a game released in 2014, I think, and since then has caused division amongst gamers. I'm not going to talk about drama, or whatever the creators meant to have done, just my views on the game. The first game was quite a fresh take on the scary game genre. I wouldn't say it's quite a horror game, but it does have plenty of jump scares. It had an incredibly simple premise. You were a night security guard hired to keep watch on a pizza place that had some animatronic entertainers. Spoiler alert, the animatronics are sentient and want to eat your frontal lobes. Simple, effective, classic. It was played by some big YouTubers at the time, and since then has spawned increasingly complicated games, books and merch. The plot of each game seems simple, until you stumble across the dreaded word, lore. These games have lore pouring out of every orifice. To start with it was fun, but now after the 70 billionth map pack video it's gotten a little old. You can't even enjoy the games anymore without thinking that everything has to be a hidden clue or something. Great for some, but it lacks the simplicity of the first games. Suddenly, it's not a cool thing you found by accident, but it's expected. You go around and see something, and automatically start looking for a way that it can be relevant. Even if it isn't relevant, it is. There are some contradictions in what's considered canon, and what isn't. Certain published content isn't considered as part of the story by the creator, but yet all the theories include them because otherwise they don't make sense. It feels like the games were designed to be a trilogy. It fits and you can see the improvement per game, but I guess more and more people expected something more, so they tried to deliver. They've also done some very weird meta games like Freddy in Space or Foxy.exe. To me, these take away from the characters rather than add to them. I do class these differently to the game within a game that often happens, especially in Pizzeria Simulator. I enjoy these games because they're not totally in your face about what lore it's trying to uncomfortably thrust into you. I will also link below some videos that explain everything better than I do, in case you're really interested. Don't worry if you don't understand it the first time around, everything will probably change with the release of the new game. The newer game is also, to say it nicely, a bit of a mess. Glitchy, unplaytested, bizarre mess. It looks pretty though, and for that size of a game you'd hope so. It's big enough to disorientate you with bright lights and occasionally loud music that adds to the unsettling atmosphere. I like that bit. It reminds me of the Backrooms creepypastas going around. Sadly, the scares are minimal, and part of me wonders if that's due to the animatronics. They used to be creepy, supposedly inanimate, which made it all the scarier when they looked at you through the camera. No mercy behind those eyes. The new ones in the new game though, they seem almost human. No uncanny valley. They have human emotions and movements. Unfortunately, they only have a few voice lines, which seems a bit half done. They're obviously more than they were previously, so why not go all in? Pick a side and try to make it work, because this approach isn't working. Again, before you press enter on your hate comment, remember, these are all my own opinions. There's also so many animatronics to keep track of. So many variants on the same one, and each with special backgrounds or, I hate to say it, lore behind them. Oh look, it's the millionth render of Chica but with a bow in her hair. What does it mean? They lack individuality, and eventually they stop being a thing and just blur into one. You'd think it'd be the other way round with unique designs, but I get tired of how many there are. I'm also the kind of person who wants to know how things work. There's no way a child could fit into the space inside Freddy. How can Moon be out, but Sun still tell you off for trying to re-enter the daycare? How does Chica eat the pizza stuff? Where does it go? Who on earth decided that Music Man was something to be shown to children? The game is also glitchy, and not in an unintentional kind of way. If you lower the volume, certain dialogues just don't happen, like the game forgets who it is and just doesn't play. Character models are all over the place, game objectives don't update, messed up dialogues that play at the wrong time or are subtitled wrong. I think the game is rushed and needs some patching, and rushing games is nothing new for FNAF. I know a lot of the games were released very quickly before their scheduled release date, and I think Scott learned through FNAF World that business strategy wasn't the best. Although I respect him for making the game free, and refunding those who wanted it. I would also like to note that for this final game, Scott did retire, and it was finished by a different studio. Do I hate the franchise? No, I still enjoy it. I think Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator are my favourites. Do I think it's been milk dry and is now trying to sputter out games to maintain relevancy? Kind of. Yeah. What do you think? See you in the next one.